So today we'll be getting around to installing this LE5 2.4 intake on my Z22SE engine. Now, there's many benefits to putting these intakes on, but the standard intake is really restrictive compared to these ones, mainly due to the fact that the way these runners are. The ones on the standard 2.2 are really narrow, and there's not much of a pendulum to speak of. But as you can see, it comes in here, it goes, it's like almost like a snail shape, so the flow should be quite good, so I've heard. Now, I've already gone to liberty of getting everything ready before this goes on, like the ECU mount, the pipe work for the brake booster here, and the fuel tank vent switch and things like that here. So everything's already kind of prepared it for going on. Now, obviously, before you tackle this yourself, make sure you've got everything you need. It helps so much to have everything in advance. One of the things you are going to need is a EGR delete, like so your two blanking plates, which I'll show you in a minute. Just show you how to look at the manifold. It's absolutely immaculate. Everything's been cleaned, all the seal, stuff like that. I'm really looking forward to getting it on. It's been quite a long time coming. I'll try and film as much as I can of getting it on. It's quite a rare mod. I've never really seen it done before on a 2.2 before, but it should be interesting. I'll take my time to make sure it's all done properly. One thing I've done here is, this is for the brake booster. I had to make a wee reducer here from a big size to a small size, so hopefully this fits onto the standard pipe just fine. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is try to remove anything around the intake manifold. Take off the intake pipe, throttle body, EGR pipe, ECU, dipstick, and just anything that's connected to the intake manifold really. Then once this has all been removed, you've got bolts just all around the intake manifold, which aren't too hard to get to. And then we've got to disconnect the brake booster pipe, which I need to then cut and then join the other pipe to. But at the moment, I've got to remove. We need to remove all the wiring that's attached to the intake manifold just underneath, because when you remove the intake manifold and that gets snagged, you can probably damage a wire and things like that, and then that's not good news. But I'll take the camera back once I've actually removed all this wiring and got some other bits done, and then I'll take it from there. That's the intake pipe off. Now I think it's time to disconnect the EGR pipe and ECU and throttle body, I think, next. That's 4 bolts and a plug. Yep, that's the throttle body off. Now, 2 plugs takes the ECU off, and 4 bolts. Right, this is where we are. Just disconnected the EGR pipe. It's just 2 bolts there. Also, yeah, it's worth mentioning, make sure you disconnect the battery, it's really important, just in case anything shorts out. I'm just in the process of trying to remove the dipstick. It's really important to make sure you've removed all the clips like that are holding the wire into the intake pipe or the dipstick, because if you're removing this and you snag a wire, like I said, it can be really catastrophic. So, in theory, I've just bolt this from the intake. It's just a wee 10mm, just 2 seconds to try and move this. As you can see, that a wee 10mm bolt just down there, 10mm. And I'm hoping this just pulls out, to be honest. Also, I think that's also a way to disconnect is the pipe that goes to this little valve here. This comes off pretty easy. It's just Z22SE. It's just two little kind of, you press those things in just there, kind of like this. 2 seconds. You just squeeze them in together and off it pops like that. I'm probably gonna end up cutting this off anyway, to be honest. It just kind of, you can see just under there, where is it? Right there. You kind of see it just kind of pops off there. And I'll be putting I've got a silicone one. That's the silicone one just to go on, so I'll probably cut the size a bit more, like, but you know. So I'm gonna try and tackle this dipstick and see how I got on, and then I'll be back in a second. Right now, I've decided I'm not going to remove the dipstick, because I seem to have a little more clearance here anyway, because, well, this thing was there, but it kind of goes to there, so I get more room. So I'll leave the gap for now. If I need to take it off, I'll take it off near the time, but I'm not going to concentrate on getting everything's done. So next thing to take off is the ECU itself. Now these kind of clips, just you press them in, and these kind of just, it's kind of hard to do it with one hand, like, let's see if we can. Oh, they're really stiff, but yeah, basically these clips, you can press them things down, and these things, I'll probably do it with a screwdriver, to be honest. Yeah, press them down, these kind of fold forward. I'll back the camera in a minute, and then once I've got these two plugs off, it's just bolts, about 4 bolts, one for the earth, 2 to actually hold onto the intake manifold. So I think they're a 10mm. Yeah, they're all 10 mils. So I'll be back in a second once I've got all this off and see what we need to do next. I'll just bring it back with a little bit of an update. That's the ECU off. As you can see here, look. These things are a bit tricky to come off, to be honest. They're a bit stiff, but as long as you be careful taking them off, you won't have a problem. That's the ECU down there. Throttle body's off, and everything else really. But I think we're maybe ready to take this off. Probably just check everything else over, make sure all no wiring's still attached. Got the brake booster vacuum pipe off. How it comes off, there's like, I use pliers really, but you press these two things in, and then that kind of releases this from the intake manifold. Oh yeah, and the map sensor, you unplug that. That just unplugs from there. I don't think the injectors don't need to come off there. They actually go straight into the cylinder head, so don't need to touch them at all. Also, it's very important to make sure all the wiring is out the way as possible. So just make sure everything's out the way, like tuck everything out, just everything out the way as possible. I don't think there's anything else really, but I'm going to jump into the car and make sure everything else is taken off. But it's simple, it's relatively straightforward for now anyway. I mean, God knows what will happen, you know. But we'll see how it goes. I'll give it a once over, make sure everything's disconnected. It's not rocket science really, but yeah, we'll be back in a second. Right, now we're definitely ready to take the standard intake manifold off. Now you got, let's see, they're 10mm. You should be careful when taking them off; they don't snap. Just be careful, you know. Anyway, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's about 7 of them actually. There's none underneath. It's just all on top, so it's quite handy. Access is okay. I mean, you got plenty of access here. On there's a little bit tight, but nothing you kind of get out with an extension. All day is I'll slacken all these off, come back with a camera, and see how far we've got. Then we'll be on to the next part. Right, before I move the intake manifold, I just want to just explain. This is something else you need to do before installing the intake manifold, is you need to delete your EGR system. Now, I've already had gone down this ages ago, so you've got the cheater here, set up your engine management light, and your blanket plate just here. Now, mine's has had some issues, as you can see, but yeah, it's I'm not sure it's going to fail an MOT or not. It depends where you take it, I guess, but yeah, you have to delete your EGR valve before doing this modification. So you need your E-jar valve blanket plate just there. That's it, just there. And I got another one just here, just so it looks nice, because obviously that doesn't go there anymore, so don't need that. You can get the cheater on that blanket plate just there off eBay for about, I think it's like £21, I think. That was about £10 from Courtney Motorsport, so it's not too bad. Anyway, I've removed all these bolts here, well, nearly all of them. They're really easy to come out, no issues at all so far. Once we've gone ahead and unbolted, got the bolts off, we'll try and remove the intake manifold for the first time. Right, that's the intake manifold off. It was a bit of a struggle, but you do have to remove 2 injector plugs. There's a couple blue clips that hold it on. It's not too bad. But yeah, it's a bit of a struggle, but that's the intake manifold off. Now it's just a matter of removing this to put the resistor on. That was just putting the suppressor on, and then ready to go. Right, that's the suppressor installed, just here. Next, what you have to do is, you have to like kind of, where's it? It's right there. You have to kind of cut this section out and put a wire there and one in the corner. You have to kind of cut out and find a bit to attach it to, but you don't have to do this, but it's better to. This is where I just get everything cleaned up. Make sure everything's clean for going on. So I'll report back once the next bit's done. Oh, that's a fucking manifold in place. Honestly, just, well, look at the state of the manifold in these out, do you know what I mean? And I was just trying to get it in place. That is not an easy job, like, it's so bloody fiddly and fucking, oh my god. Honestly, I wouldn't attempt to do this ever again, you know what? But it's in place. That's it in place. Everything lines up okay. Honestly, I would not fucking, I wouldn't like just recommend anyone doing this, you know, it's just a horrible job. And who seriously knows it's gonna work? But hey, we'll crack on. Fucking yes, boys! Alright, that's a 2.4 intake installed. Whew. That was hard, but one thing that's worth mentioning, as you see, I probably used the silicone pipe for the brake servo vacuum pipe, and it didn't work. It just collapsed instantly because it's so soft. I should have thought of that in the first place, but the main thing is it's running. So tomorrow I think I'm going to try and get some reinforced piping, like fuel pipe or something. Something that's reinforced, something that's stronger than this, so you can withstand the pressure inside the pipe. So hopefully get that tomorrow and get that on the car. But the main thing is the car is running, so I'm really happy with that. And here's the old 2.4 intake. No, sorry, the original intake is what I meant to say. And what a state it is! What an absolute state! And definitely a lot more restrictive around here. Very narrow. Fucking stupid, isn't it? What an absolute pig, I think. But I think it's worth mentioning that the ECU will take a while to adjust as well if you're planning on doing this yourself. Just something to be aware of, but that's that. So yeah, all I have to do is get some reinforced pipe. Probably obviously 2 different sizes, kind of like a larger one that goes into a smaller one to fit the original kind of servo pipe that's on the car. Anyway, I hope this video's been okay and you've been able to understand me. And don't tend to record much when I'm busy, but anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again.